Chelsea's transfer radar is once again lighting up, and this time the spotlight is firmly on one of Italy's most exciting young defensive prospects. Honest Ahanor, just 17 years old, is already making serious waves in Serie A, and Stamford Bridge scouts are watching his progress closely. This is not just idle interest either. The feeling around Europe is that Chelsea could be preparing a huge move next summer, potentially worth around €60 million, to bring the teenage centre-back to West London. Ahanor only joined Atalanta from Genoa last summer in a deal worth €20 million, a fee that instantly underlined how highly rated he is. That transfer made him the second most expensive Italian player of his age, a remarkable statistic for a defender who was still in his teens. Atalanta are known for their sharp eye for talent and development, and when they commit that level of investment, it usually means they believe they are sitting on something special. What makes this story even more compelling is how quickly Ahanor has adapted to top-flight football. Despite his tender age, he has already made 8 appearances in the 2025/2026 Serie A season, a league famous for its tactical discipline and defensive intelligence. Young defenders are rarely trusted in Italy unless they show exceptional maturity, and Ahanor has done exactly that. Comfortable on the ball, physically strong, and showing excellent positional awareness, he already looks like a modern centre-back built for the Premier League. Chelsea's interest feels very deliberate. The Blues have leaned heavily into a youth-first recruitment strategy, targeting players with elite potential rather than finished products. Ahanor fits that blueprint perfectly. His current market value sits at €20 million, according to Transfermarkt, but with his contract running until June 30th, 2028, Atalanta are under no pressure to sell. That long contract gives them total control, and it explains why any deal would require a massive financial commitment from Chelsea. From Chelsea's point of view, this could be a classic case of acting early to avoid a future bidding war. If Ahanor continues on his current trajectory, his price could skyrocket within a season or two, especially with other elite clubs circling. A €60 million bid now might look excessive on paper, but in a few years' time, it could be remembered as smart, forward-thinking business, the kind of move that defines a long-term project. That said, there are valid questions to be asked. Is it wise to spend such a huge fee on a 17-year-old centre-back with limited top-level experience? Can he handle the physicality, pace, and relentless pressure of the Premier League? Or is this another calculated gamble that could either produce a defensive monster or take time to pay off? In my opinion, Honest Ahanor feels like the sort of player Chelsea are willing to bet on. The talent is obvious, the mentality looks strong, and the ceiling appears incredibly high. If managed properly, with patience, smart coaching, and the right pathway, he could become a cornerstone of Chelsea's defence for the next decade. So Chelsea fans, what do you think? Would you back the club spending €60 million on a teenage defensive prodigy? Is Honest Ahanor the future of Chelsea's backline, or should the Blues prioritise proven Premier League defenders instead? One thing is certain, this is a transfer story that's only just getting started. Hello Blues family, welcome to the Blues Report. The transfer mill is absolutely buzzing today, and if you're a Chelsea fan, you'll want to sit up for this one. The Blues are reportedly leading the charge for River Plate's latest jewel, Ian Subiabre, in what is shaping up to be a proper heavyweight tug-of-war with Barcelona. This isn't just another name thrown into the hat. The 18-year-old Argentine sensation is currently one of the most talked-about teenagers in South American football, and Chelsea appear to have stolen a march on the competition. According to the latest whispers from Fichajes, the hierarchy at Stamford Bridge has been tracking Subiabre's meteoric rise for a significant period, viewing him as a crucial piece of the Vision 2030 project that has already seen the likes of Estevão Willian and Kendry Páez commit their futures to the bridge. The battle for the next big thing. It's a classic European standoff, isn't it? Chelsea versus Barcelona. But while Barca's financial acrobatics are well documented, Chelsea are operating from a position of sheer strength. Reports suggest that River Plate have essentially waved the white flag, accepting that their homegrown starlet is destined for a move across the Atlantic. Subiabre has reportedly been digging his heels in over a new contract, specifically because he knows the big boys are calling. For a club like River Plate, who are famously tough negotiators, to admit defeat this early suggests that the players' camp, now reportedly led by the legendary Claudio Caniggia, is ready to make the jump to the Premier League. Why Subiabre is the real deal. If you haven't seen this lad play yet, get on YouTube immediately. He's a versatile, left-footed nightmare for defenders, capable of operating as a traditional winger, a number 10, or even a secondary striker. He's got that typical Argentine garra, that grit and flair, standing at about 5'7" with a low centre of gravity that makes him impossible to dispossess. He recently set the South American U20 Championships alight, and the scouts are raving about his decision-making in the final third. Chelsea's lead scout in South America, Alison Marins, has reportedly been obsessed with getting this deal over the line. The price tag. Rumours suggest a deal could be struck for anywhere between €10 million and €25 million, depending on how the release clause war at River Plate settles. River wanted a €100 million clause, but Subiabre's refusal to sign means Chelsea might bag a bargain in the January window. Analysis and personal opinion. In my view, this is a masterclass in opportunistic recruitment. While rivals are focusing on established stars, Chelsea are monopolising the world's best 18-year-olds. If you land Subiabre, you aren't just getting a player, you're effectively securing the future of the Chelsea attack. Imagine a front line in 3 years featuring Estevao on the right, Subiabre through the middle, and Paez on the left. It's enough to give Premier League defenders nightmares before they've even stepped onto the pitch. However, there is a legitimate question here. Is the squad becoming too young? We've seen the struggles of a lack of experience at times this season. Can a teenager from the Argentine Primera Division really come in and handle the cold, rainy night in Stoke, or more realistically, a high-pressing battle at Anfield? My take. You don't pass up on talent like this. Subiabre has that it factor, the arrogance on the ball that Chelsea fans loved in players like Hazard or Joe Cole. If the Blues can wrap this up for under £25 million, it's an absolute steal in today's market. What do you think, Blue fans? Do you think Chelsea should prioritise an 18-year-old prospect like Subiabre over a more ready-made striker in January? With Barcelona's financial issues, do you feel confident that the Bridge is now the most attractive destination for South America's top talents? How would you fit him into the current system under Enzo Maresca?